welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about everything that I read this year in May and in June. So in May I only read 2 books because I got married and also had a final, so didn't get a whole lot of reading done. That's okay. The first book that I read was called The Queen of Blood, and it is the first book in the Queens of Renthia trilogy by Sarah Beth Durst. I gave the book 3 stars. I thought it was fine, but not good enough to keep or continue on with the series. I liked the world building. I thought it was pretty interesting. I thought everything was a little bit rushed and like surface level. I read somewhere that maybe this first book was more written like afterwards as kind of a prequel and then they made it a trilogy. I don't know how true that is, but if it is true, it would make a lot of sense because it reads like a prequel where everything is kind of like glossed over a lot, and so it almost feels like the characters don't even care about it. Like, I know they do, but I just wasn't as interested because, for example, there's a period of time where like there's a magic school, but instead of really delving into that, which I think would have been really great, it's sort of just like, and then they were in school, and then it was the next year, and then it was the next year, the end, like 1 chapter later. So I thought it was good, but I'm not really interested in continuing the series because it just didn't like grab my attention. So yeah. The other book that I read in May was The Aeronauts of Windlass. I think I'm saying that right, but you know, I tried. By Jim Butcher, and it is the first in the Cinderspire series. It's also the only one that's out. I hope they continue because I gave this book 5 stars. It was just amazing. I love steampunk. In high school I read a lot of steampunk on Kindle Unlimited, so this is just like perfect for me. Just like exactly the vibes that I really love. So yeah, I adored this. I loved the characters, I loved their relationships with each other, I loved the world building and the technology, like the flying ships and the spires with the levels and all like ducts and how the cats live in the ducts and all of that. I just thought it was amazing. I loved it. Loved the characters. Loved the talking cast. Just, I loved everything about this book. It was amazing. In June, the first book that I read was called The Wolf Gate. It was a novella in a fairy tale retelling series, which normally I really like a cheesy fairy tale retelling, so I was giving this short novella a chance to see if I wanted to pick up the rest of the series because it was free and, you know, I thought, why not? I ended up only giving it 2 stars though, just because it didn't really interest me. I thought it was kind of boring, didn't really think the characters were that exciting. I don't know, I won't be continuing, so there's that. Another book that I read in June was called Poison Study by Maria Snyder. I actually do have this book still, it's just, I bought it for $1 on Pango, not a sponsor, and so the cover was really destroyed, and so I was like, hey, let me redo the cover, which you'll see me working on covers on my vlogs once I actually start uploading those. But it was the first one I ever did, so it didn't really go very well, so I kind of have like a really terribly covered book version of it, so I'm just going to show you nothing. But I did like it. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was interesting. I thought it could have been fleshed out a little bit more. You know, I liked the characters. I was interested in the romance. I thought the magic system was kind of weird and not very well explained, but I guess I just like hard magic systems a little better. Yeah, it was pretty good. I may continue with the series at some point. I'm not going to right now. It's not really like my priority because I'm in the middle of a lot of series like in the present. At the time it wasn't quite as bad. You'll see. It gets a little excessive where I just start picking up series. But yeah, it was pretty good. Gave it 4 stars. The next book that I read in June was Midnight Riot. Normally I really like urban fantasy, but this book I gave it 3 stars. I kept it though because I bought it on my honeymoon, and so, you know, sentimental value. But I thought it was fine. I thought the main character was like a little creepy. Magic system was like not very well explained. It was kind of weird to me. I didn't really like the mentor character. He was just kind of like there, but I did not really enjoy that. And I also kind of thought the book like meandered, like it didn't really know where it was going until like the last quarter. I'm kind of interested in the world that it set up though, so maybe I'll continue with the series at some point, just not right now. The last book that I read in June was Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. I gave this book 5 stars. I loved it, of course. It had everything that I loved about the first book, you know, but Shallan got even better, more interesting, more developed. I loved that scene with Kaladin, the one that everybody always talks about. I understand why they always talk about it. Just iconic. I also loved all the scenes in the chasm. I thought it was really interesting and really fun, like character bonding moments. I really liked it. Thought it was great. Had a great time. Loved every minute of it. So yeah, 5 stars. And that is everything that I read in May and in June. So thanks for watching the video, everybody. Bye!